Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy. Today I am doing a overall massive fall TBR video. So normally when I do my TBR videos, I keep them like relatively realistic in terms of like I'll pick like 5 books I want to read for a month and like try to read most of them or just try to read those. But for this, since I'm doing like an entire season TBR, what I just did is I walked around my house. I have like 4 or 5 bookshelves. This is only one of them, and this one I took a bunch of books off just now, so it looks very empty. But I went to all my bookshelves and I basically just grabbed every single book that I was like, I would read that this season. So this is like a massive TBR, and genuinely because I'm in school, I feel like in the season of autumn, fall, I will read like 4 of them. However, I am genuinely interested in all these books for the fall, so we're gonna do this anyways. And this is in no particular order in terms of like which I want to read the most. I literally just grabbed books. And also most of these books are not from my TBR cart, which means I definitely need to like redo that because those were like summery spring books that I wanted to read, but now I'm like not in the mood for those. Anyways, we're gonna get started. The first book that I want to read is A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. This is the 5th book in the Game of Thrones series, and the last one that's out, and this is the one that I'm on right now. I haven't read Game of Thrones in like 2 months, so I definitely need to get back into this. I'm gonna read this one I'm genuinely gonna read like after I finish Binding 13. I'm not gonna really explain what this is about just because I've explained Game of Thrones in like almost every video I think I've ever put out. But I want to read A Dance with Dragons as soon as possible. Then I have A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've owned this book for years. And I've read a few books by V.E. Schwab, and by that I actually think that I've read one. I've read Vicious by V.E. Schwab, like the villain one, but this one is like a fantasy, and all I know about this is it involves like magicians, and like there's multiple different like types of London. There's like red London, black London, I think there's white London and gray London or something like that. I don't know all the details, but so there's like different realities of London, and these magicians like can maybe go between them or something like that. Yeah, there's red London, gray London, white London, and black London. And that like magic is viewed differently in all of these different types of Londons. That's all I really know about it, and I think that's all I need to know to be interested in this book. There's like little illustrations. That's cool. But yeah, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I think this is a 4-book series. I think. I don't know. That's okay. Then I have My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. I've been wanting to read this book like desperately like since it became popular. I could not tell you why. I think it's the cover. I think I just love this cover. I love the pink bold lettering. Like I think that is so eye-catching and it makes me want to read it. Generally what I know about this book is that it is about this woman who is very depressed, and it's her year of relaxation, aka her just being in bed doing nothing. I believe she's like heavily medicated for like this whole year. And it's like a very much like no plot, just vibes book, and I do love those. So My Year of Rest and Relaxation seems really good, and it seems like I would enjoy it for the fall time because it's like inside, like not doing anything outside kind of thing. But yeah, so I really want to read this one as well. Then I have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So my hot take is I know nothing anymore about ACOTAR, so I read the ACOTAR series except for Court of Silver Flames. Back when I was in high school, when it like first came out and was very popular, like I literally have the super old editions of ACOTAR. However, I don't remember anything about those books except for the first book. And it's rough because I genuinely don't have any interest in rereading them, but I am very interested in reading Throne of Glass. So at least like maybe if I read Throne of Glass, I might be more interested to like go back to ACOTAR, but I really just don't feel like it's for me at this point in my life. But Throne of Glass is like a very traditional fantasy. I believe it involves an assassin, like the main character is an assassin, but this is like a 7-book series. So like there's so much that goes on in here that I just don't know about, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah, an assassin who is summoned to the castle. She has no love for the vicious king, but she has not come to kill him. Oh, she's trying to win her freedom. Okay, that's all I need to know. I really want to read Throne of Glass, or at least start it. I feel like Throne of Glass would be a really fun series to like start in the fall and like keep reading all through the winter and hopefully finish by the spring. That is wishful thinking, but in an ideal world, that's what I would do. But I really want to read Throne of Glass. Then I have a historical fiction. I'm a big historical fiction girly when it comes to the fall time. It's like, I don't know why, I just love a historical fiction in the fall. I want to read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This takes place in Alaska, and I read recently The Smell of Other People's Houses, which takes place in Alaska around the same time as this book, which is like in the 70s, and it was one of the best books I've like ever read in my life. It made me cry my eyes out. It was just really good. And for some reason that made me interested in like another historical fiction set in Alaska, which Kristen Hanna, here she is. She wrote The Nightingale, which is like wildly popular. I loved The Nightingale. She also wrote The Four Winds recently, which takes place in like the Dust Bowl, which I also loved and cried my eyes out for that book. And I love a book that makes me cry, and I feel like every single book that she writes will make me cry. I also like this cover a lot. I think it's really cute, but all I know is it takes place in Alaska. Family in crisis. They are alone, living off the grid in unforgiving wilderness. It involves the Vietnam War. Oh, okay. The man of the family comes back from the war and he's changed, and it's like their struggle in this area. Okay, cool. That seems really good. Then I want to read The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake. So I read The Atlas 6, like, oh my god, when did I read that? I think like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, so I really need to read this soon so I don't forget everything that happened in the Atlas 6. Oh my god, how do I even describe the Atlas 6? It's been so long. So the Atlas 6 follows these, I think there's 6 of them, and this group of 6 like magic wielders. I don't know if they're called magicians in the book, but basically magicians. And they are chosen to enter this like society that is the Library of Alexandria, that everyone else in the world thinks is gone, but it really exists in like this magical world, and they are basically trying to earn their spot to continue like education in this society school thing. And it follows that journey. I don't want to say more than that. It's a complex book, truthfully. It's a little confusing to me. But it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So I want to read The Atlas Paradox because that continues this. And it ended on a cliffhanger. I remember that. So I want to continue for sure. Then I want to read My Dark Vanessa. I've had this book for a few years as well. Like when it came out, I bought it because it got really, really popular online. And this book, it follows a girl. It's like dual timeline. So it follows, one timeline is a high school girl that is in a quote unquote relationship with her teacher. And she thinks like this relationship is real. And the other timeline is her as an adult, as other women have like brought this man to court, and she's asked to like speak against him, and she's like conflicted about this because she knows that it's wrong, but also she thinks that the relationship was real and her feelings were real. And I think that this book would be really, really interesting to read. Really heavy, really dark, so it's like I need to be in like the right mindset to read it. But I've heard such good things about it and that it was really well done, and I'm very intrigued. And I also enjoy books that kind of hurt me a little bit, and this book would definitely do that. Yeah, dual timeline, 2000 and 2017. So My Dark Vanessa seems very, very good. And I feel like dark books and painful books are the perfect time in like the fall. Like it's like the perfect time to read them. I want to read Ace of Spades. I also bought this book like when it came out, or maybe David bought it for me. I don't know. I don't remember what this is about. Oh my gosh. It's about a private school student's be a part of the elite school's senior prefects, not perfects. Yep. Someone who goes by Aces begins sending anonymous text messages to reveal secrets about the two of them that turn their lives upside down and threaten every aspect of their carefully planned futures. Oh, so it's like a mystery situation. Oh, that's cool. I love books that take place in like in school settings. And there's like a twist to them. It's like Dark Academia kind of vibe, which is perfect for the fall time. I was saying that in my people who drive on the road outside my house are so obnoxious all the time. Anyways, Ace of Spades, Dark Academia vibes I'm getting from this. Then I have The Wrath and the Dawn. I've been wanting to read this book since I was like 15 years old, and I finally bought it because they redid the cover, like re-released it, because I couldn't find it for a long time and I would forget about it. This is an Arabian Nights retelling. So this man takes a new wife every day, I think. Yeah, each night, and he kills her, and then he marries the woman main character of this, and she doesn't die, and it follows them. That's all I really know. But it's an Arabian Nights retelling, and apparently it's very, very good. But I've been wanting to read this for so long, and I feel like this fall is the perfect time for me to get to it eventually. And it is young adult, so I feel like I would fly through it. Like, it's so, like, looks so quick and easy, which is like the perfect thing that I need while I'm in school. Then I have a series that I've had on my shelves for years, the Queen of the Tearling series. I don't know like if there's like an actual name for the series, but it's the Queen of the Tearling, the Invasion of the Tearling, and the Fate of the Tearling. So I've had these books since I was probably like 16, and I've read the first two and I loved them, but I never read the last one, and I have no idea what these books are about anymore. It's a very classic political fantasy, that's all I remember, and there is war. I like vaguely remember like this first book following this girl who lives like in the countryside, and then she finds out that she is the queen and she has to like go and be the queen basically, and she has no idea what she's doing, but she's much smarter and more intelligent than people think that she is. Like, people underestimate her a lot. But I read this book and I really loved it, and I've always wanted to finish it. Like, there was a point where I even considered donating it because I had not read them for so long, but I really feel like I would still enjoy them even though I'm much older now. And they seem like maybe more wintry for me, but maybe to start in the fall, like read the first one again and see how much I like it and like go from there. That would be awesome, basically. But I also have like nostalgia for these books. I don't know why. I think these are some of like, I started watching BookTube when I was like 13 or 14. Like, I've always loved BookTube, and I feel like these are some of the first books I bought because of BookTube, specifically Puri's Project Reagan. I think she was the one that recommended these, and I was like, I need those immediately. So I think I just also feel nostalgic for these books, but I really want to read them again, or reread them and then finish the series finally. Then I have Bunny by Mona Awad. So this one is like, I feel like everyone thinks that this is a really good book to read in the fall time. This follows a cult. And it takes place at a school again. I love school sending books in the fall. But this is like a cult book. So it's like this girl, she goes to the school, and there's this other group of girls that all call each other Bunny, and they all are always together and they call each other Bunny, and it's like very strange. And this main character is like, those girls are weird as fuck. And then she becomes friends with them, and then she's the one that's calling all her friends Bunny, and she becomes part of this cult. And I don't know the dark gruesomeness of it, but apparently this book is very, very weird and strange and dark. Just like some people are like really hate this book because it's like too out there, and some people like absolutely love this book because it's just so weird and cool, and I want to see where I fall. And I like this cover a lot. Again, I think I just love like those bright colors for a cover, and it's very, very short, so it's again another good read for while I'm in school. So Bunny. And I have one more out of this massive stack of books, and I'm like, yeah, I'll read those. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is a book about a witch and a vampire. I believe they fall in love. It takes place at Oxford, which again, like another school library setting place. Oh my god.
The train is literally honking its horn as it's going by. I'm trying so hard to just film. Anyways.
So yeah, A Discovery of Witches. Yeah, it follows a witch and a vampire, and they fall in love. I don't know like anything else about it, truthfully, but like that's very fall vibes, just knowing those things. Like that is like Halloween time vibes. And it is October 1st right now, so that'd be like perfect timing. But yeah, so that was all the books that like I was walking around my house and I was like taking all the books off, and those are my fall TBR, my overly crazy ambitious. There, a bunch of these books will remain on my shelves unread for probably another year, and that's okay, but I'm still interested in them, and that's all that really matters. But thank you for watching. I'll probably be back with another video pretty soon, but yeah, thanks.